Hello and welcome back to today's lesson on 3D drawing the model railway. I'm going to continue on with the crane here, working back on this area of the jib. I'm going to be adding these three pulley wheels in here today. I'm not going to go into as much detail as having these holes in the side because I don't think they'd be printed particularly well. I think the resin would just seep in, you'd end up not being able to see them particularly well. But we are definitely going to have the three pulley wheels at the top here. If we jump into Fusion, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw the centre of the three. I'm going to be putting it on plane number 4 here. So create a sketch on plane 4. It wants to turn back round, but we can come back up onto the top here. Okay, so if we select a circle, and actually we're going to project the circle here onto our sketch plane, then we can draw that circle off of that midpoint here. Okay, so if we look at the dimensions, what we're looking at here, the circle actually sits inside this beam that we've got coming across. So we're sort of looking at something like that. So I reckon 4mm would be a good distance there. Okay, and then if we right click, extrude that, if we do that symmetrically, let's see what we're looking at. I think I'm going to come 0.7mm maybe. What I'm looking at is I've got to try and get another 2 in here, so that's probably a bit too wide, so maybe 0.6. Tell that to join. Okay, and what we'll do then is come. Create a sketch again on plane 4. Same as before, we're going to project that circle, and then we're going to draw slightly smaller, so I reckon 3.3 I'm going to go for, and I'm going to select, actually I'm going to draw another circle, it's going to be 4, and I'm going to select the difference between them, that profile there in the middle, and then we can extrude that. Now the reason I'm doing this is I want to have, actually I need that to be symmetrical, and I'm going to do it 0.3mm I think. I want to have this cut out in here so we can wrap some sort of cotton or thread or something around to have that pulley. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to edit that feature. I'm going to tell it to be a new body because I want another one of these over here. So if I then copy that body and paste it, it's in the same position. We should be able to just drag this. Okay, so it's going to overlap slightly, but I don't think there's a lot we can do about that. I'm going to drag it over 1.1mm. There's going to be no gap between them, but for all intents and purposes in Engage, that's going to look something like what we're after here. Okay, and the last one we're going to draw is the best way to do this one. Just think whether we can copy this across and then draw it slightly bigger. try that. So if we copy this across, copy and paste, so it's 1.1, and then if we draw on the two side profiles here, a circle that's slightly wider, 4.5 millimeters would be fine, and then extrude that to that surface. Let's join. Do the same on this one as well. So draw a sketch on that surface. Same 4.5 mm profile. Select that profile just drawn and extrude it 0.3 millimeters and join. Oh, it didn't join how I wanted it to join there. Let's have a look at that. So what one's body one? Okay, so that's joining those. Let's redo this. Edit that feature, and that's going to be new body rather than joining. And then edit that feature, extrude it 0.3. See if that joins to body one. It doesn't. Good. That's what I was after. Okay, so I didn't. What happens? It joined it to body one. I want to preserve this body one as the jib itself. So once we've drawn those three, we can then combine body one being our target, and then the other three being joining tools. So we've now got our three pulleys up on the top here that we can use to run some thread or cotton round. Okay, so the next one we'll draw on the jib is this angle measurement device here. So if we come onto the side here, we'll have a look, see if it's on the sketch. It's not. So it's in this sort of, it's on this angle, this one here. So if we bring this around, it's going to be about this position here. Have a look. It still overhangs the chassis, so as long as we've got it overhanging the chassis in this sort of area, then I think that'll work for us. Okay, so we'll create a sketch on this side profile here. Essentially what we've got is two semicircles here. So if we draw a circle, gives us the radius we're looking for, something like that. And we drag the circle down. And draw another one. That. And then draw two lines. There. And there. And then select those three profiles. So that corner. Preserve that angle. So the dimension. Let's see if we can dimension that. No. Can we snap? No, we can do it like this. There to there. Slightly inside. Do we end up with a gap on the picture here? No. So the whole thing probably needs to move down. And we can select that and extrude this inwards. I'm going for 0.5 millimeter there just to give it a little bit of thickness. good, and there's a little bit of a tangent straight line at the top here. So we create a sketch on the front of the surface, draw a line, comes out like this. Okay. And as you see, I haven't gone all the way to the end. If you look at the picture, that doesn't either. I'm not going to worry about it being like an L-shaped bracket here. I'm just going to do it as solid. Extrude that 0.5mm. That should join. So we've got the shape there. And we've got this balancing arm here. Interesting to draw out. Create a sketch on this surface. Can we project that radius, which might give us the middle point for it? No. Yes. There. So if I do a point, hopefully I can snap to that point there. Good. The reason I wanted that point is there's obviously the pivot point is going to be roughly there as well. So I'm going to draw a line. Okay, so yeah, I've had to draw this obviously over scale to be able to get it to print. If it was too thin here, it wouldn't actually print at all. And all I'm going for is sort of to give a representation of what we're doing here. Extrude that. Again, we want the 0.6 because it wants to be slightly taller than this. Join. Then I'm going to draw just a circle on here. Act as like the pivot. See what we were sort of aiming to achieve there. If you wanted to refine that, you could do, but I think you need the thickness on these to be able to print really. Turn that off so you can see what we're looking at. We'll have a look over all of what we've got. So the body, chassis, and the runner we need. So I think this is coming together quite nicely. Let's start to get more detail. For today's lesson, we've drawn these three pulleys up here and this lift measurement device, and I think we're not far off being done with the jib really. It's starting to look detailed of what the original is. So yeah, coming along quite nicely. I think realistically, I think we're going to be finishing off this area on the next lesson, starting to do the tackle in this area, and the main winding shaft needs to be much thicker. So that's what the plan is for the next lesson, is to work in this area. So I hope you've enjoyed today's lesson. If you have, please like and subscribe to make sure you're notified on the next video.